Hello everyone, welcome back live because we did a break of a couple of months and now we're ready and we're back to here in this place and we're ready to start together to see how to use Magic Plan first, and then during the next weeks we will have other kind of live videos. So I'm really happy to have you back with us. We're live on our different channels. We're here on YouTube, on LinkedIn, and also on Instagram. So it doesn't matter where you're connected and where you're watching from. We're here on all platforms in the portrait mode, landscape mode, so you can see everything no matter what device you are going to use. So I would say that we can start taking a look at the app. First of all, little information. In the comment section, I left a little poll so you can let me know how confident you feel using the app or why you're using the app. So if you feel confident, not so confident, or not confident at all. So just to give me an idea if you already use the app, I can take a look if you guys already voted. Okay, so 80% of you right now said that I'm learning to use the app. Okay, perfect. That's why we're here. It's the perfect time to see how it goes. Okie doke. Now, I would say, sorry if I move a bit around, that we can share my screen. Let me share it in here, like as a vertical screen, so you can see it, let's say, a bit better. Perfect. So here we are. This is the first page that you get once you download the app. No matter if you're using a free version, a paid version, it's absolutely up to you. This is the same page for everyone. So I decided that we can start from here. So let's say that we want to create a new project, right? So we start here with new project and we have this view. Now we're gonna take a look at each section and also maybe take a look at some tips just in case you're doing some, for example, restoration works, you had some water damages, or you're going to fix some fire damages, whatever, then we can see how to annotate those in the project. Okay, let's start with the floor plan section on the top right, or top, yeah, on the top. It's in the middle right part. Let's tap on the plus. Let's say here we select the third floor. Okay, we can also close the info section. We simply tap on insert room and we have all these options. We can start with the auto scan, and then I want to show you two more options, but stay with me. Stay with me. Let's start with this one. You have some tips here on your page to see how to get a successful scanning. And now we begin. So we say, okay, here we are in a shared office and we can start, right? You point, here we go. So you see that the white lines appear, so they start scanning our room. I'm trying not to move too much because I have a cable. Not that everything is going to fall. Okay, now we have here the wardrobe. The wardrobe, let's see here. Now we have our window. It's a bit complicated, this corner, because we have the light for recording, but let's go up like this. Maybe I move a bit farther away from the windows. If you have the windows open, they will be recognized right away, but you see that I got my window, and then we can go ahead. Let me move here so we can also scan the table. Maybe at some point we will be able to bring you guys also for a live video in some like construction sites. So you're not always seeing my recording room here, but I do my best. Okay. Now, if something is going to be, let's say, a bit moved or let's say not completely correct, we're going to fix it afterward. But let's take a look. Okay, we have our room and we stop the scanning. Let's see. Give it a second. Let's confirm the scan. And now If you have more rooms that you would like to scan and to have in your floor plan, you simply exit the room. You see that the little green point, it's you, and you start scanning the next room. Okay, so and you go ahead, you move from room to room, and then you get the floor plan. Now we're sticking to this one room. We tap on done. Here we have the option to decide what we would like to include or not in the scanning. So here you can say, okay, save video recording, that's being recorded automatically. If for some reasons you don't want it, you can turn it off and save, like remember my choices. So the next time, no, you don't have to reselect what you would like to include or exclude from your flow plan. Let's generate it. Okay, now I was sure that this was going to happen because here we have the reflections of the two lights, but I simply delayed this giant door because it's just a wall, right? So here we go. Now it has been fixed. Perfect. We have the table, the two windows, the door. Maybe this window was detected with a wrong type, so we replaced it like this, and boom, here we go. Now, we can also create a room with the other scanning options because we have two. So let's insert the room with the manual scan, okay? If you do not have a Pro device, you will still have this option that we're going to see right now. So let's select here a study. And here we can move around. Let's say, okay, I'm going to move like this. So let's start here. I'm going to remove the wall mode because it's easier in this room with just the corners. And let me move in the other side. Sorry. So let's go here. Tap. Okay. Now I'm going to move to the other corner here. The other corner here. I can also tap on the screen as you saw, right? If you have a corner that's hidden by furniture or something. Okay, tap on done. Now you have the info point at the ceiling. You tap. Okay, you see that accurate. We can also, you see here you have the indication. So if you want, you can also scan the doors, right? This one has been detected a bit shorter, but I can edit it afterward. Okay, and let's do just one window. So let's do like this. Give me a sec because it's black. So I'm going to do it like this, and then okay, I make it like this, and then I make it a bit bigger. Let's do windows. This never happens if the window is open, right? This is pitch black, so no worries. Okay, exit AR. Yes, I'm sure. Got it. Now we make this window a bit wider. It's, let's say, 2 meters. Okay, perfect. Now we have it. And the door, it's also a bit higher. We can go in the info and it's 2.2. Perfect. So as you can see, it's pretty quick. And we have another window down there. So I'm simply going to duplicate the window and we have both. Okay, perfect. Now you see we have the shared office, the other study, and difference. In the first scanning, we have the furniture because I decided to keep it. What I was able to scan, of course, if I would have moved more, let's say freely, I would have, like, say, selected every single detail, but I have the cable, so I did my best. And in the other scanning option, you see that I have no furniture, which is something that you guys sometimes need because maybe you just need to document some water damages, but you don't care about the furniture in that moment. So you can also use this option just in case you feel, let's say, more confident or it's quicker for you. Okay, one more option that I want to show you to create rooms is the add square room, and we will implement the Bluetooth laser meter, because if you have a device that does not support LiDAR but supports the app, right? You will not have these two options that we just saw, but you can still use the app with all the functionalities and you can create rooms, for example, as we're going to do right now. So we add a square room. Let's select, okay, we just did the study before. let's select just another kind of room, playroom, okay? So you see that's perfectly squared because it's a standard room, but we're going to connect the Bluetooth laser meter and we're simply going to change the measurement. It takes seconds. So I'm going to show you, for example, here, I'm going to add the door because then you have a reference for the room, okay? So I'm going to insert the object and we get the hinge door here. Okay, so you know that the door is down there and this is a rectangular room, right? So I'm going to edit this one measurement here. If I know the measurement, I can also type it manually, but I have the laser. So let me turn on the Bluetooth. Let's see, it's connecting. Perfect. So now you see that my Bosch laser has been connected. I exit. I can leave my device, tablet or phone on the table or whatever I am. And I just move with my laser. You still see my screen. Pay attention. You will see that the measurement is going to change. Now I'm going to position the laser here. I'm not going against the wall because you wouldn't see me. But if you're like on site, of course, please go against the wall and measure like your walls. Okay, it's just so you don't lose me. And I'm going to click. Now I see a red dot on the other side. Okay, let's see if it changed the measurement. Okay, let me see. Okay, let's take a look. It didn't change it that much because the room it's almost with the correct shape. So let's see here, but you see that you have a little padlock here, right? So it means that you change the measurement and the measurement has been taken. But in my opinion, it took the light in between because it said that it's 2 meters 47 and I think it took this light. Let me do one thing. Maybe we move the light a bit on the side because otherwise you think that I'm crazy. So let me redo the measurement and exclude the light because I think the light was so bright that it has been recognized as a wall. And that's the beauty of the live, guys. It happens. It happens, but I saw that something is wrong. Okay, now Fernando was so kind and removed the light. Let's see. Now, perfect. It was exactly that problem. So now you see that we have it. Perfect. So still, if you don't have the scanning, you can do it like this. Now, I would have to do also the other side, but it was just to show you the how it works. Okay. So don't be afraid if you see that this room is smaller than the other one, because I know you guys. Then you tell me, but it's different. I know, but it was just to show you. Okay. Now, let's imagine that in this study we have some damages, water damages. Okay, we want to indicate them here. So we can tap on the eye after entering the room. And here you have the option to add an affected area. Okay, you can also tap here on the little question mark if you want to know something more about the topic, right? You get redirected to the help center, but let's add a new area here on the floor. If it's the entire room, I know that a lot of you normally leave it like this. It's perfect. You can leave it like that. Otherwise, you could also edit the shape. Okay, so you could, let's say, take the shape and say, okay, just half of our room has water damages. Perfect. We leave it like this. And in the upper right corner, we have the option to tap on done. If you want, you can also change the color, right? And you could also indicate the water damage here on the wall. We can tap here, add new area. So still here, let's say, okay, the water damage is just here in the lower part. It's just an example. Done. Okay, so you see here, maybe you want to have it in a different color. So you see also the difference. And you can see that you have both here, the wall and the floor, right? If you also have another corner, you could say, okay, I also have another area here. Okay, then we can reshape it like this. Done. And you have it. Okay, we can make it orange too. and voila. So it's perfectly visible, okay? If you want, you can add also as many pictures as you need. You can do it from here, or let me go back to our project level. Here you see that we already have the scanning session saved, right? So you can see it here saved under photos, and you could also add photos directly here. Let's say my tablet wants me to say how happy I am with magicplan. Okay, so let's do like this. We want to attach the photos. You see here you have different levels. Project level would be like the entire project. If we enter the floor, would be the floor level, but we want to enter the specific room in this case. So it's the study. I selected it. Now let's say, okay, here we have water damages. I take a picture, and I can also go into my photo and I can edit it, right? So I could say, okay, look, this wall is affected, this wall is affected, and we tap on done once we're happy with the editings that we did, okay? And little thing, if you go on see all, you will see everything that you attach to your project, of course, and if you need to delete anything or move anything to a different level, into a room, into a floor, whatever, then you have here some options too, and you can also save the videos or photos. Now I leave it like this, but you could save them on your device, or also from here, export both as a web gallery or as a PDF. You have these two options also, depending on what you would like to do. Do you guys have any questions until now? Because I didn't ask before. Okay, Zote, hi. You say, want to see how it works. Okay, perfectly. I do my best, promise. We still have some more minutes in our live session. So I would say that we can also see some editings, some other editings idea if we want, because I know that when you start, it might be tricky to understand everything. I can also go back to our main page here. So you see I have just this one project. If you create more workspaces, so what is that? When you start, you have one workspace, which is here, but from your magicplan cloud, magicplan.cloud.app, you can create more workspaces. Imagine the workspace as your office, okay? You can work with as many colleagues as you want. So if you, for example, have a restoration company, you have 10 people that go on site, 10 project managers, everyone can use the app, okay? You just select one workspace where you all work together. Let's change the workspace from this free workspace that I set up for for testing reasons to the total clean restoration. I switch. Now you can see it makes a bit more, it gives you a better idea of how it looks like later when you have more projects. So here you see that I have several projects. Now we just created this room together, but you see that you can be really precise, and you can create as many shapes of rooms as you want. You can also add, important note, as many photos as you want, photos, videos, 360 images to your project. There's no limit, okay? And someone of you recently asked, what if I have 10,000 photos? Actually, you could add them. So it works. It maybe takes some seconds more to load, but it works. So if we take a look at this project, for example, you see that it has a little star. It's because I marked it as favorite. What does it do? Let's mark it as unfavorite, and let's go back. So you can see the disclaimer, make available offline. This is a very nice idea if you create a project while you're online, and then you go somewhere in the middle of the Pampa, for example, and you have no data, no connection. It might happen. I know that's possible, right? Also, for example, after a cat event, it's not like internet is working well. So you can save the project as favorite or mark it as favorite before, and then you record everything. It will be saved offline. Once you're back online, it will be there. So everything will be uploaded and you will see all the details, okay? So here, as an example, we have just an address which is not really real, but it's here from Google Maps, right? It will be also visible on our report once we export file. I'm going to show you in a second. Then here we have our little apartment, right? So you can see that I had more notes here. So there are some water damages. I also added an information. Okay, so if you want, you can go in insert object, and in the annotations, you have a lot of extra objects that you can use to indicate important things on your project. Okay, so you can see here, I go a bit, not too quick, so you can also see some objects in case you didn't use this category yet. Okay, so you could also say, okay, to dry. So you could add it here to your damaged area. Then here I have the dehumidifier. We have here the Tramex meter. We will see a bit better with the Tramex meter and water damages in a couple of weeks, but just to give you a general idea, okay? And then we can also take a look in 3D, because here we have some more elements than in the other project that we created quickly. So you can see here that you see then all the rooms, okay? So it's more, let's say, visible what you have in there. Okay, now let's go back. I see that you guys have some questions. I'm going to come back to you. And here I just attached a couple of images with water damages, right? So here you can see it a bit better. Perfect example here. If you edit the photo, you could say, look, here is a person that I don't want to display. Redact, boom, person hidden, done. It's gone. So everything is there. The damage is well visible, but the person or faces are hidden. Okay, now let me see your questions, guys. Hi, can you show me how to add a set dimension to my plan from a wall to a table, for example? Okay, I leave your question here so everyone that's joining can see what we're doing. Let's do it from here. So we have something already, so we have some elements. Now this one is a dining table. Okay, perfect. So, perfect example. Let's select the table as I did. You can see from the left that there's the option called set distance. Wait. The screen is gone. Sorry, you guys didn't tell me. Okay, let me do like this. I don't know why. So let me see. You should see me again. I'm so sorry. It's like from the last 2 days, my computer is keeping like disconnecting my screen for some reasons. I'm so sorry. If you guys missed some other info, please let me know. We will see it again. But okay, I'm sorry, guys. I didn't notice it. So now we can take a look at how to set the distance. So I redo it from scratch. Let's go out. I go into my room. I select the table. Okay. On the left side that you're now seeing, there's the option set distance. We can tap on it. And here you see the little dots on the table. Let's take this corner as an example. And we want to say, okay, set the distance. I zoom it in to here. Voila. So you see it's 2.19, and you could also tap on it. Same thing that we did before. If you have also a Bluetooth laser meter, doesn't have to be the same one that I'm using, can be another Bluetooth laser meter. You connect it, you go where you have the distance between the table and the wall, you measure it, and it gets saved. Let's say that it's 222. Or let's say that it's I don't want to change it too much because I don't want to screw my entire project. Let me do like this. Okay, let's do 220, apply. Okay, so I just wanted to show you that's the same thing, right? You have it saved with the padlock, so it's going to be there, and we tap on done on the bottom, and voila. So you set the distance. You can do it also with the other objects, right? So you mentioned the table. I accidentally even had the table here, so you can set the correct distances. If you then accidentally move the object, you see you have this disclaimer. Are you sure you want to move it? Because you're going to modify a lock dimension. If you say cancel, it's gonna stay there. Okay. Now let me go back to thank you. See, you're welcome, because I noticed that the screen was gone. Okay, other question. Are all these options based on a full feature subscription only? No, you can try all these options that we saw right now. All these features, you can also use them, test them in the free version. It's just like this. When you have a free plan, you will get 2 projects for free. But I mean, you can use those projects as long as you want. If you're just doing a project for your house, it's fine. If you then see that you want to do more projects, or you say, I have a restoration company, I want to use this app while I'm working with my team, then you can decide what subscription you want to get. But the features are there. So don't worry, even if you're now using the free version of magicplan, you can do everything that we did right now in your app too. Okay. Let me see. Okay, how do I keep it when I exit the editing? You mean the measurement? When you go back, normally it's there. So it's saved here. You will not see it when you're outside, but if you're in here, you will see the measurement. We can try to export this project as a report PDF. Let me just check one thing, how I set up my report PDF. Not that I excluded the measurements, so they're not displaying maybe. Dimensions, let's do all dimensions, fields. This is also something that you also have in your app, right? So you can personalize the file, PDF, or any other kind of file that you want to export. You can also add a disclaimer that will appear at the bottom of your page. Okay, let me see, also display the title block. Should be fine like this. Okay, let's save these settings and generate a report PDF. Give it a second, because while we're sharing everything, it takes a couple of seconds more for the tablet to generate it. So let's see here. We have the Google map, the Google Maps map. Okay, at the very beginning, at the project level, created on here. You have a date. The date is random. Don't worry, because my tablet, it's not set up to nowadays. It's always back in time, because I prefer to have it like that. I don't know why, but the app is up to date. Okay, so here we have some information. We have our photos that you see displayed here, right? The photo with the hidden person, the reduct. Then here we have the water damages. And here I wanted to show you this part. You see also the measurement that we set between the table and the wall, right? So you are able to see this measurement once you export your file. So it doesn't matter if it's to you, if it's for a client, if it's for other colleagues, you will see then the measurements in there. And here you have all the other details. Okay, let me see. Okay, you need it for, okay, for the engineers to see when you're outside. Okay, that's it. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. But also, let me remove my screen 1 second and put myself here. When you create the project, right, then you exit and everything is going to be saved. Then if you have someone on the field or in the office, once the project is synced, is saved in your magicplan cloud, this happens automatically. The person in the office can also open the project and see the measurement that you set between, for example, the table and the wall, and the other details that you added to your project. Okay, so in this case, when you're outside and probably someone else is in the office, or the other way around, it doesn't matter, then you can simply exit the project just for safety. So everything is going to be synced. You see at the top here, once the little cloud looks like this with the little tick, it means that everything has been saved. So even another person can see all the details of your flow plan. And every note and photo and everything that you're going to add in there. Okay, you guys, I hope that I made a little summary in these 30 minutes, that it makes sense if you never use the app, that you saw more or less how to create everything, how you find the important parts. Maybe one more thing that we can see, just to sum it up and to wrap it up at the end, right? Here at the bottom, you have all the files that you generate. So all, if you have a JPEG, a DXF, PDF, whatever, it will be listed here. Important note that I didn't mention, you can also export an ESX file directly. So everything that you have on your project, photos, affected areas, the annotations, everything is going to be, let's say, reflected in the ESX file, and you can keep working on programs like Xactimate, for example. Okay, so you don't have to recreate everything. Just so to mention it, because it was an important note. And here we have all the info of the projects, right? As we saw before with the map. If you don't want to add the map, you simply add a photo, for example, from the exterior of the house, and you can save it at the project level, and the first photo is going to appear instead of this Google Maps map. Okay, and here you also have the statistics with all the measurements of your project. And if we go back here to this main page, at the top we saw how to switch the workspace if you have more than one. Here we have the favorites, so the project that had the little star, and archive, so project that you don't need anymore, that are completed but you don't want to delete them. As we said, the memory is unlimited, so you can keep them here forever. And here under my account, you will have some other information that you can edit, right? Company profile, you can check your subscription type. You can also talk to us here if you need anything. And little important thing, final thing, we also have a beautiful community, right? So if you're not part of our community, you can join us. I'm looking for the link that I wrote down somewhere. Where are you? Here. So here's the link, community.magicplan.app, and you can also talk to me and to any other Magic Plan user if you have questions, doubts, suggestions, everything. You can just log in there. It's free. You don't have to pay anything, right? So I'm happy to see you there if you would like to join us. Okay, guys, now we're really at the end. I hope you enjoyed this first webinar of 2026. We're going to do more webinars in the next weeks and months. If you have any suggestions, let me know also under this video. I'm gonna see your comments anyway. Always be kind with the other users. Don't be rude, because we don't like it. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. And as I always say at the end of our live sessions, depending on the time zone where you are, I wish you a beautiful morning, afternoon, or evening. Bye.